Um, on a beautiful day in the greatest city on earth. First of all, let me start by really reflecting on the Martin Luther King Jr. Weekend in Savannah. Um, it was, I think, a poignant but yet very notable understanding of what Martin Luther King was, and really more importantly, what Martin Luther King is. Um, to generations of young people who were never on the earth at the same time that he was. Yet you see that the King spirit still resounds loudly in the hostess city. Um, Beyond the events, yesterday morning I had the opportunity to speak to the young cadets at BC, Benedictine Military School, about the importance of King in 2026, and it was a good opportunity to really reflect about why Dr. King is important now. Why is he important to families? Why is he important to children? And how this singular life meant so much, not only to America, but to the world. And so we saw that all throughout the weekend, opportunities for people to come together to honor Dr. King's legacy with pride and with reflection, and certainly with unity. Certainly our MLK Junior Parade yesterday was spectacular. Crowds lined the streets of downtown, bundled up. A little cold in the beginning, then it got cool, but it really felt right. It felt like January should feel. But folks were fully engaged, fully involved. They cheered on marching bands and faith organizations, as well as schools, fraternities, and sororities, community organizations from throughout our region. And so even though it was a little brisk, Savannah still showed up. And I got all my steps in plus some. And so that's always a good thing. It's really a reminder that this parade, which we still believe is the largest or one of the largest in the country, is not just a tradition, but it's really a living opportunity for people to be able to come together and to enjoy each other. And if we just did that every day, I think our world would be a much better place. And then for me, one of the most meaningful opportunities during the weekend was the official renaming and dedication of the Savannah Civic Center as now the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Civic Center. The turnout was extraordinary. Thousands of residents moved throughout the building, walking the halls, sharing memories, bringing photos and memorabilia, coloring with their children, and really reflecting on those great moments they've had in that building. The graduations, the performances, the weddings, and the moments that shaped their lives. As I've said before, my undergraduate and graduate graduations were in that building. I've had six city council inaugurations in that building, 2 as mayor in that building. And so it's certainly a really significant part of Savannah and Savannah's existence. And it was really good to have that opportunity for people to come together in that space. I'm particularly thankful to Judge Leroy Burke III and the MLK Observance Day Association, Bishop Thomas Seals, and the Interdenominational Ministerial Alliance for partnering with us for really a very special day in the life of our city. And to Dr. DeHonre Thurman of the St. Paul CME Church for inspiring us and challenging us to continue to embody the ideals of Dr. King, in addition to naming the facility in honor of Dr. King. And so with the renaming now complete, we move on to the next chapter by thoughtfully turning the future toward the demolition of the arena. And that means that we honor what this space is meant by preparing for what comes next. Also, we want to give big thanks to Team Savannah, who showed up really in a big way, city manager's office, our marketing and public communications teams, our civic center team. Everybody did what they could do to make this a great day for our city, and that's what it's all about. When you have good public servants, you get great public servants, and so we're very appreciative to them and to council for this day. Later today, we'll continue our momentum with another ribbon cutting for the New Hampstead West Public Safety Facility. And so I'm inviting you to join us at 1:30 p.m. And we'll welcome residents to come out and be a part of this milestone. As you all know, New Hampstead is one of the fastest growing areas of our city. And as new neighborhoods and families move in, we have to have public services to grow alongside that development. And so this new facility will bring fire and police services directly into the community, improving response times and strengthening safety to residents and businesses. The modular design will allow us to meet immediate needs quickly and responsibly, while permanent public safety facilities remain in design. This is really a smart, forward-facing planning, and tomorrow comes quicker because we are starting today with a very, very important step forward. The event will be located at 3002 Highgate Boulevard, and we will start at 1:30 p.m. and we want you to come and see your tax dollars hard at work. I also wanted to share important news at the federal level that directly benefits Savannah's infrastructure. Last week, Congress passed a funding package that included Interior, Commerce, Energy, Justice, NASA, and EPA appropriations. Included in that package was a $1.2 million in congressionally directed spending for the city of Savannah to support the Organic Road Facility Rehabilitation Project. The Organic Road Facility Rehabilitation Project. And this project will restore critical infrastructure, add citizen system redundancy, improve fire flow capacity, enhance system pressure, and provide long-term service reliability for residents of Savannah and Greater Chatham County. Investments like this continue to strengthen public safety, resilience, and our ability to serve a growing community. I also want to make sure that our residents are aware of some information we became aware of from our federal partners of a federal project downtown involving the Juliet Gordon Low Building A, which is located at 120 Barnard Street. Juliet Gordon Low Building A, located at 120 Barnard Street. After a comprehensive evaluation, the U.S. General Services Administration has determined that this building is no longer suitable for continued federal use due to significant deferred maintenance issues and a lack of an identified future tenant. So they are planning to demolish this building after May 25th, 2026, and it's expected to take approximately 3 months. As many of you all know, the federal government does not require city permission or city permits to take down or construct these properties. And so they notified us, so we're notifying you. Following the demolition, the site will be restored with grass, landscaping, lighting, and security features to maintain safety while preserving flexibility for future federal needs. During demolition, residents can expect temporary traffic impacts, including short-term closure on State Street, adjustments along Barnard and Whitaker Street, and continued access to nearby businesses. The city continues to coordinate closely with GSA and downtown stakeholders to minimize disruption and to keep the public informed. We recognize we may not be able to control what happens, but we can make sure that the public knows when we know. And so that's what we are doing with this notification. Also want to highlight a important community event focused on health and family well-being in recognition of National Maternal Health Awareness Day. The Chatham County Health Department will host a free community celebration called Nurturing the Nest on this Thursday, January the 22nd, from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Midtown Clinic on Drayton Street. This clinic will provide health screenings, educational sessions, community resources, and family support services, all aimed at uplifting mothers and families. And so we know that supporting maternal and family health is foundational to building a strong, healthy city. And so we want everyone to participate on that. And so now that we're moving away from MLK, we're moving towards St. Patrick's. So we're getting ready for St. Patrick's in Savannah, which you know is really a big deal here. And so we are already planning one of our largest and most complex annual events, and preparation takes literally almost a year of coordination across public safety, traffic, sanitation, and event operations. In the coming weeks, we will begin announcing press conferences and releasing detailed information about schedules, parking, traffic patterns, and safety plans. And we encourage residents and visitors to stay tuned to the city's official channels so that everyone has the information they need to plan ahead. As a reminder, our City Council meets this Thursday. And as always, we encourage the public to tune in live to SGTV. Certainly, transparency and participation are essential to good government, and we value our residents staying engaged with the work happening here in City Hall. I also wanted just to reiterate that the Savannah Police Department is investigating a fatal shooting that occurred on January the 16th in the 800 block of Carter Street in Carver Village. It appears that this incident happened totally within a home where one adult male was injured and another one succumbed to his injuries. Officers were called to the scene at about 6:30 p.m. after reports of gunfire, and when they arrived, they found two men with gunshot wounds. One man was taken to Memorial Health University for treatment, and the other one died at the scene. And so based on what investigators know at this point, this appears to have started as an altercation between two men. Both weapons involved were recovered by police, and detectives are continuing to work through the details to fully understand what led up to the shooting. This is still an active investigation, but you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. And I challenge those who say that we could do something about those types of incidents. Those are the banes of our existence. Individuals in their own spaces with an altercation that they could not resolve peaceably, and then guns are involved and two people end up shot. That's a behavior issue. That's a people issue. And so this is an active investigation. Again, if you have information about it, you can call Crime Stoppers at 912-234-2020, 912-234-2020, or submit an anonymous tip through the Savannah Police Department mobile app. And you can always call our office, 912-651-6444, 912-651-6444. As always, we appreciate our community to step up and help us. And interestingly or not, we had another interesting event. Last week, we asked our community to help us to identify some individuals in connection to a theft that happened during the month of December in Best Buy on Abercorn Street that involved approximately $40,000 worth of electronics stolen. I posted it, the police posted it, and we received an overwhelming number of responses. It was amazing where people came with receipts and names. And so we appreciate that because thanks to your cooperation, all of these individuals have been identified in a very short period of time. So thank you all for doing that. We know that public safety works best when the public is involved. And again, I have people call, I know who that is. I know they got a wig on. I mean, it's like, okay, all right. Thank you very much. As I end my prepared remarks, I always want to lift up our top 10 most wanted. It's our updated weekly list to reflect those individuals that we don't want on our streets at this time in our community. So if it's you, or if you hear your name, or if somebody you know, a family member, you can call us directly at 912-525-3124, 912-525-3124, or submit an anonymous tip on the SPD mobile app. And again, we would love to get that information. So we're still looking for Taisha Jackson for aggravated assault, Tyshawn Simmons for aggravated stalking and criminal trespassing, Malik Davis for aggravated assault and possession of a firearm, Corey Underwood, aggravated assault, Rictavius Gilliard, aggravated assault and aggravated stalking, Tobias Austin, aggravated assault and possession of a firearm, Anthony Brown, aggravated assault and possession of a firearm, Elenaxi Castillo, battery and cruelty to children, Timothy Patterson, rape and aggravated assault, Malik Williams, aggravated battery. We want you, just like you helped us with the Best Buy people, we want you to help us to find these individuals and get them off our streets. Again, you can find the list at savannahpd.org/most wanted, savannahpd.org/most wanted. So that ends my prepared remarks. Again, thank you all for being here, and we're happy to take any questions you have at this time. And I see I'm being double teamed from the Savannah Morning News this morning, and it is okay.
Good morning, Mayor. Ansley Franco, Savannah Morning News.
Yes, ma'am.
I just have one question. You mentioned that all the people in Best Buy heist were identified. Do you know how many of those have actually been arrested and charged yet?
I don't. I believe the police department will issue an update later this week.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning.
Lasser, Savannah Morning News.
Yes, sir.
The stormwater fee is on council's agenda for Thursday.
It is.
Back in December, when you moved the vote to this month, you mentioned that we're maybe setting up a couple more meetings to engage people. Can you shed any light on what those meetings were?
Sure. We heard from some faith leaders that indicated that they were not aware that we were instituting this fire fee, which it was difficult for me to understand because we had been talking about this for over a year. Additionally, we have members of our council that are a part of their associations. So we took the time to meet with them. We took the time to not only show them how we've been engaged, how we've had a stormwater committee comprised of members of every district and the at-large and the mayor, how we've had 6 district meetings, how this has been widely publicized, and really more importantly, the reason why we're attacking this as a fee and not as a tax. As you are well aware, we raise our funds one of 2 ways. We raise it through taxes, the property tax, or we raise it through fees. And we just reduced the property taxes for our citizens. We recognize that doing it this way was to ensure that manufacturers that have tax abatements would have to pay into it. Organizations like SCAD and those who don't usually pay property taxes on exempt properties would have to pay into it. And so therefore it is cheaper because more people are paying into it rather than just the property owner in Savannah. We went through with many of their religious organizations what it would cost, and they saw that a lot of it was minimal. And I think we really demonstrated that, some thought that, there was another way that we could allocate SPLOST dollars to it. And, our response, if we could have, we would have. SPLOST cannot be used for maintenance. And so, therefore, we could not use SPLOST. They said, well, you have unused, no, we can't use that for that. Well, do you have any other money in the budget? Well, we don't. And part of the issue where we are right now is because we've kicked the can down the road. We wait for growth at our millage, and then we put a little bit of money here. And we know to take care of this long-term issue of maintenance that we're going to have a dedicated funding source for being able to do this. And, some of the ministers actually in Garden City, and we're not aware that they've been paying it all that time. And so I think that, we're in a good place. I don't think any of us like it, and I want to be clear about that. None of us like it. I don't want to have to pay another dime for anything. But the reality is I don't want our community with an aging stormwater infrastructure system that collapses at some point, and now we have to raise a millage in order to really pay for it. So, again, I think that they understood. I think they understood the position that we're in. They are CEOs, they're leaders of their organizations, and they understand that, you can only get the money the way you can get the money. And so I think the other thing we lifted was that, we've been very responsible stewards of funds. I believe we were probably the only municipality in this region that reduced property taxes in 2025. There were some that raised it. We reduced our property taxes in 2025, and we're not collecting this fee until July of this year. So again, I think we have been as responsible and responsive as we could be. And so I'm hoping that council members will stick, because throughout this process, the council has been unanimous, not only in their unanimous support of the creation of the stormwater utility, but unanimous in their direction to the city manager and staff that we wanted to move forward on this fee. We wanted to figure out how the best ways to fund this fee, and the staff has done their due diligence. And so I'm hoping the council members won't flake out on us now. I mean, the fact is that when we get those calls and we're yelling downtown, we have to do something about this, do something about this. Well, here's the opportunity for us to do something about it. And I think that is the responsibility of leadership, is to make hard decisions, but to make it in the best possible way. And I think this way is the least impact to the most people. I know I was pretty long, but had to get it out.
Another item on council's agenda is the measure to effectively approve a hotel in the Thomas Square neighborhood on Habersham Street.
Yes.
That's in the area where the hotel development overlay was extended, but the petition was submitted before y'all approved that. Just wondering your thinking on that item.
I think you lifted that right. Government is a 24-hour operation. This petition was in the pipeline before council made its decision. And so we have to hear it because it was in the pipeline. I think council has made our thoughts and views clear unanimously regarding the intrusion of hotels in these residential corridors. So, it was a hearing. We will have that hearing per the law. But I think, the council action has kind of definitively said where council is. Thank you.
Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
First question, coming from a different reporter with WTOC, they wanted me to ask.
We're not doing that. No, tell them they had to be here. No, go ahead. I'm messing with you.
Savannah Traffic Jam is hosting their summit and awareness prevention, or annual prevention and awareness summit this weekend.
Yes.
Can you talk about, kind of the role Savannah plays in stopping human trafficking and all of that?
So thank you for the question. So we recognize, first of all, that human trafficking is real. It's real in the sex trafficking space. It's real in the labor trafficking space. Savannah becomes a really ideal place for this to occur for a variety of reasons. Number one, we're on at the nexus of two major corridors, certainly the I-95 pipeline, and then also the I-16 pipeline. We're very close to Florida. We're very close to South Carolina. People can move in and move out. The other thing is that we have a port. And a port makes Savannah ideal for that. I think the other issue is that we are a place of a lot of visitors. We have a lot of hotels. We have a major airport. So it's easy for people to come here and really get lost in the mix. And so we recognize that as being one of the challenges of operating an international city. We recognize that this is an opportunity for us to make sure that everyone is on board. The city of Savannah has been partnering with the Savannah Interagency Diversity Council, SIDC, for years on traffic jam to do a couple of things. First of all, to make sure that our law enforcement are properly trained. It is a very unique part of policing, not only recognizing it, but also charging. And so there is a law enforcement piece on Friday that's just for certified law enforcement officers. And then Saturday is more of the community-wide, the things understanding young people, understanding that they are a danger of being trafficked. And so making sure that our community members understand what it looks like, what it feels like, what it sounds like, and so knowing the resources that are in place for doing that. So we're grateful to our partners at the SIDC for helping lead this effort here in Savannah.
And then this one's just something that caught me off guard. Earlier today, Linda Wilder Ryan reposted a video of a couple guys mentioning that a district attorney had filed for the National Guard to come to Savannah. I know you're not necessarily in charge of that, but maybe if you've heard anything like that happening or your reaction.
Yeah, I heard about that. I was asked about that some time ago. I don't think it was any of ours, you know. Everybody becomes big on the internet. So once they are able to get on social media, people could call for all kinds of things. You know, I heard about it. I don't, you can't buy into that hysteria. So we're good here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And my final question, just regarding the gun ordinance, I know that this is something that hasn't been passed through Kemp's desk yet, but last time we spoke,
The governor has not signed it. Right.
Yeah. But you mentioned that you haven't been able to go publicly with the plan that you have in place for, kind of in response to that potential bill. Has there been any talks about that lately in the last, week or so?
No comment. We are prepared and stand prepared to protect our community. Again, the numbers are very, very clear. There were 100 less guns, stolen guns, on our streets because we asked people to simply lock the doors of their cars. And so when you look at what was said in the Senate, this wasn't about safety. It was about politics. That, city's not going to tell us what we're going to do. So, we'll let them do that. We're charged with protecting people. We know the police will tell you it makes common sense. Real professional gun owners will tell you it makes common sense that the first rule is you secure your firearm. And I just hope that somebody's kid doesn't get shot from a stolen gun from an unlocked car because we could have done something better. So, we'll respond at the appropriate time. I certainly hope the governor doesn't sign it. I think at the end of the day he is reasonable, and I think we're trying to do what we can to help protect people's lives. That's it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Evan Smoke, WSAV. Always good to see you, Mayor.
Thank you.
All of my questions are answered, so I'm good
All
today.
right. We're looking forward to celebrating the 70th anniversary of WSAV on this Thursday.
Sir.
Team WSAV will be in here. As you know, WSAV is celebrating its 70th anniversary, which means you get to collect Social Security. So
Sounds great.
Look forward to having you all.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Nothing? You hiding in the back, man?
Oh, he's with me. He's with me.
I'm saying, usually you got the camera going, so. All right. Well, again, we're looking forward to seeing you all at 1:30, and thank you all for being here. And as always, thank you for being Savannah Strong.